What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of 4 Dummies. Tonight, I'm joined with the other 3 dummies. I have Mr. Just One.
Yo, what's happening?
Mr. I have Mrs. Skullface.
Hello.
And I have the person who's responsible for this specific conversation, Mr. Robert D. Toff.
Oh, I would try to talk louder, but my microphone's broken.
Oh, whatever.
So tonight, Robert D. wants to talk about all of the toys that I've broken and the experiences that I've had in breaking them.
It's a little disappointing that it doesn't happen now, but when you used to break something, that was it. But now you don't really do that. Where you're just like, now you don't even say that you broke it anymore. Till the end, you're like, and I broke this.
Well, no, that's not true. Sometimes, like, I break stuff off camera. Sometimes I break it on camera, and then I kind of react accordingly.
I don't remember what the video is, but one of the things like it is, and I broke it. I loved. You're like, yeah, did you do this? You flip this, and I broke it. And you're like, I broke it.
Yeah.
And I love the defeat. You're just so you're like,
I want to know what the first toy of mine that you broke. I remember the phone call, but I don't remember the toy.
Everybody has a phone call.
Like, when you get the phone call from me and you got a figure on loan to me, it's not usually a good thing.
I got this heavy phone. The ringtone was heavy. And it was like, my phone was like, dun, dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
I remember you were just like, I need to tell you something. And like you were so upset, and it was so heavy. And I wish I knew what toy it was. It was the first one you broke. And you wanted to buy it. You wanted to pay for it and all that stuff. I was like, dude, I sent it to you. If I send it to you to review,
you trusted him. And he f***ed it up.
Have you ever had anybody be super pissed that you broke their really?
No.
I would be so pissed.
Which I do.
I would be so pissed if you broke my shit.
But if you were one of those people, though, you wouldn't send it into the
person. I wouldn't send him. I can't believe people send him. I don't get it.
Why do you keep sending him toys if he's breaking them? You know, I'm just like, I don't know.
Because you're semi-entertained by it.
I'll tell you the first one that I remember breaking of yours, Robert, and that was definitely the Blitzwing from DX9. It was a little tab inside of it, and I had to explain to you what happened, and I remember exactly where I was. Like, it was one of those.
He's trying to dumb it down. It was just a little tab inside.
Well, it wasn't just a little tab.
Just a little tab.
But
it didn't matter.
There was a number of them in the beginning that I remember. The one in particular, like the Grasser, is one that I'll always remember, like breaking that Grasser, and I think that was and I broke it.
But that was Hung's, right?
Yes, that was Hung's, but it was like an advanced prototype copy, super exclusive, special, blah blah blah, all that stuff. And he was cool about it too. And I was like, look, I'm gonna kill this thing because it broke. And he was like, do what you gotta do. You know, like he was always that way. But I wish I would have stopped the review and been like, look, if it can't survive the transformation, it's not worth buying, and just ended the video there.
No, because it's fun when you break a toy because you get so shook up.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but not anymore though. Not now. It's just like now you're just like I don't know. Sometimes you don't even mention it. I didn't even realize.
He's numb to it.
No, he gets it in his voice.
Mm-hmm. I'm definitely not numb to it.
You hear him. You hear that Unicron. He ignored it in his own brain. That was the funniest. I think what broke on that Unicron, besides the tab thing that you didn't pull out before you opened it, but that's the instructions. That's the instructions fault. There are these little city tip bits on the shoulders, like little
and you knew they were going to be broken.
I broke one, and I crazy glued it on, and he knew I broke it, and then he broke the same piece off. I was like, please don't ham fist those shoulders, and he was just like,
I didn't ham fist.
You have two different approaches in your reviews. If you don't like a figure and you're like in a rush, you're like, bah! Like you're just slapping this thing. And then other times you're like,
Ginger. So nice.
Both of the 2 recent Fans Toys offerings, I bought both.
Okay. Break them?
And no, I didn't break them. But when it came to transformation, I was like, look, I feel like Fans Toys at a place where like you have to feel like you're going to break it and you just have to push further. And I did it on both, and they both happened to work. But I wasn't being docile. Is my point. I've broken a hound from each of you.
Yep.
But you broke 3 hounds.
So, yes, I have broken 3 hounds.
I don't know. I don't remember it being a thing. I remember you calling me and going, hey, man, I broke it. And I was like, I think I just laughed. Like, really?
Yeah, but I did feel bad because you did tell me it was like a prototype. And
you broke it anyway.
And I didn't break it anyway. Don't say it like that. Don't do that. Don't say that. I don't like that. I don't like that.
Most of the time, it's freaking hilarious. Everyone loves it. People love break like they love it. And, you know, that's that time with the TFC Hound. I hated that figure so much. I was praying you'd break it. I was like, break it, please. I sent it to Brave first to see. I challenged him to transform it in one take. And then he had the idea to send it on to you. And then he made that whole video. And then I was like, oh, God, I hope Bobby breaks it. And you broke it. I don't know if I got a phone call because I think I told you ahead of time, like, if you break this, I want you to really ruin it, destroy it. And I love that you hit it with a shovel. It was the best. It's like everyone loves that.
Yeah, that's still one of the best.
Back over it with your car too.
Like I made it into a thing for that one.
It was awesome.
The other like famous breakage was the Jetfire one.
Yeah.
From Dust. Like the thing that's messed up about that.
Oh yeah.
Bobby broke it, and then after he broke it, he had the idea to draw and quarter it with his car. But he didn't tell Dust that all he broke was the.
So wait. I told Dust that I broke it. I didn't specify which. He was not mad, but I told him and I was like, "Look, do you mind if I just make a thing of this?"
Do you mind if I just continue destroying your toy?
And he was like, "No, go for it. This thing's dumb." You know, that's what he said. But then I come to find out later on, he was like, "Oh, it was only the hand that was broke. I could have probably fixed. That part."
Man, that figure was terrible.
That figure's face looked like somebody's grandma,
dude.
One of the breaks that upset Bobby tremendously. He was so upset.
Let's hear it.
The Generation Toy Optimus.
I didn't break that. I broke
no,
the G.
It was the other one.
It was a G Creation.
G Creation. Anybody wants to hear the video? His hands are shaking and everything. It's awesome.
I don't know about all that. But yeah, I was bummed.
Robert, let me ask you this. Do you think Bobby is the most conscientious Transformer?
See, that's hard to say. He cares. But his fingers don't.
There's a disconnect there. I don't think that you're like...
He's not doing anything on purpose.
See, because in my opinion, and I don't watch him transform things, but in watching him do other things in his daily life, so he tries it with a normal amount of effort the first time. But if it doesn't work, he doesn't go to 25% above the normal effort. He goes to 400% the normal effort.
He's got sausage fingers. You ever look at these the early release YouTube videos of a figure that's not out in the States yet? They've got more
dexterity
in their fingers.
Yeah.
And they fucking fold things out with such grace. I'm like, how come I can't do that? You know, and when I'm transforming something, it's more like Bobby. I'm like just mushing it to get it to where it needs to go.
I'll tell you another transformation that felt really bad when I broke it. His initials are JH, and he let me hold the Zeta Toys Bumblebee, and that's an expensive figure. And I made it all the way through the review.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to transform it back to package it. Nope. The toy has different plans and breaks on me getting back to put it into the package.
Well, that wasn't in the video, though.
No, but I did talk about it in the video. But like I had to hit that dude up, and I didn't know him. It's a very expensive toy, and I was like, look, what can I do? I feel terrible.
He's like, dude, you can buy me another one.
Nope. He was super cool too. And I broke East Coast Toys Hound. That little flat piece, it just falls off.
It just fell off.
Bless.
It just fell off. I don't know what.
Did it just fall off for everyone or just for you?
It was a widespread issue.
Yeah, widespread.
I would have thought that with all your experience handling.
Here we go.
What are they called? Cheese curls? That you would have a more delicate touch.
Cheese curls.
Breakatron. But that Star Saber is on me because I asked you to try to fix it.
You did.
I asked you. I said, you were like, Robert, the head's on backwards. And I was like, can you please try to turn it forwards?
Robert, when you asked him to do that, you knew what you were asking.
Can I come clean about something?
Oh, no. He sent you back a broken toy he didn't tell you about.
I've never told another living soul about this. Ever in my life. I've kept it to myself. Didn't tell Laura, didn't tell my kids, never told a soul. And I wish I still had the footage, but I do not. So if you go back, I started reviewing in a space where some stuff was already coming out that I was into. that I hadn't reviewed, but it would have been too late to review it at that point, right, when I started reviewing. So when Feral Rex was finishing up, I was like, well, you know what? I might as well do Tantrum, because I hadn't done it. So I did Tantrum. So let me tell you what I was thinking. I wanted to show how sturdy those toys were, because they were extremely sturdy for their time.
Oh, boy.
In relation to third-party toys.
And?
They were extremely well built.
Right, got that part.
So I did a drop test. And the only reason why I did the drop test was because I had seen it done at TFCon when we went, and they did a drop test. And it was fine. So I did it as a skit, and mine broke.
Where? The horn?
The horn. And I cut it. I cut it to save it, and I hit up TF Source, and they sent me a new head. And I'm giving TF Source a shout out here because they didn't have to, but they sent me a new head for that figure. And I only did it for the and everything about it was I just dropped it. It landed directly on the head. I felt like such a idiot. It's the dumbest I've ever felt, and I feel dumb regularly. It's the dumbest I've ever felt throughout my history of reviewing ever. That's a fact.
Well, there you go.
And I've never told a living soul. I feel better getting it out.
Fast forward all of this shame and guilt to present day. I'm on the highway. I'm on the Garden State. Bobby calls. I take his call. He's like, hey, what's up, man? I'm like, hey, what's going on? I remember I prayed, and I'm like, wonder where Bobby's calling. I had no idea because I had so much on my mind. I'm on the highway.
Oh, the Unicron.
And then Bobby was like, oh, I'll let you go. And I was like, okay. I'm like, should I call you back? I'll be there in about a half an hour. Should I call you? And he's like, no, hit me up tomorrow. I'm like, you sure? And he's like, yeah. And we hang up. And I'm sitting there for a couple beats. And I look over at Lisa. I'm like, broke my Unicron. He called me to tell me that he broke the Unicron. He heard that I was on the highway, and he used it as an excuse to get off the phone with me. He didn't want me to call him right back, and he wanted me to call him tomorrow, and he's going to not take my call and use that as an excuse to forget to tell me that he broke the Unicron. And then I called Bobby back, and I was like, you broke my Unicron! And he was like, oh, it was just a little bit. It was just a little piece.
Just a little piece.
There's some truth to that story. He was driving. It was a stormy night, and I didn't want him to get in a car accident or anything.
It was a stormy night.
Look, I've broken the smallest of ollies, and I've broken the biggest of Unicrons.
Robert's Pizza. Broken Unicron.
No.
Patchwork quilt.
Bedazzled jeans.
Dazzle.
You remember that old lion, Lambert? The sheepish lion? It's the lion that grew up with the sheep.
Lambert
From the 80s.
The sheepish lion, Lambert. Always trying to be a wild and woolly sheep.